Okay, what's up, everybody? Going live here, and this will obviously be posted as an audio format later on. But if you're watching the video, my background doesn't look how it normally does. I'm not at my normal home office. I'm at my in-laws' place currently. There's some stuff happening at my house, and so they're gracious enough to let me work out of their house for a bit. So that's why the background's different. So today's topic is the upcoming new Linchpin monthly fitness test, what that's all about, where it came from, what it will look like, when it will start, all that necessary information. But before we get into that, just some cool shout outs. So today, 5x5 back squat is the workout of the day for Linchpin. The last time we did this exact workout, a 5x5 back squat, was on June 24th, 2023. So that was 9 months ago. Now, we've squatted a ton heavy since then, but it's been 9 months since this exact 5x5 rep scheme came out for the back squat. We've done 7x1, we've done doubles, we've done triples, we've done 2 3 2 3 5 10, 2 3 5 10. We've done eights. We've done all that for the front squat. We've done all that for overhead squats, squat cleans, hang squat cleans, and now we've made our way back to this exact same rep scheme for the back squat. So it's cool to see 9 months later how people are doing. I took some awesome screenshots from the private Facebook group to give some shout outs. So this one's from Trey L. Says, this stuff really works. Last time we did a 5x5 back squat, I was pumped to hit my first ever 200-pound back squat. Today on that same workout, I made it up to 235 pounds. That's the heaviest I've ever squatted. Feels pretty good to see progress and feels stronger. Nice, putting 30 pounds on there for your 5. And Nicholas M. from Canada said, good morning, all aboard the PR train. Yes, sir. Does Linchpin work? Yes. I just PR'd the whole workout for overall load, as well as PRing my 5 rep max back squat. And Nicholas got up to 315 pounds for a set of 5 today, included a video. And then finally, this one's cool. This is from John B. So he's got a trail run coming up on Thursday, so he switched some things around. But he says, just in case anyone needs more proof that Linchpin works, these are my 5x5 back squats today compared to 9 months ago. Added 60 pounds to his 5 rep max. 60 pounds to his 5 rep max in 9 months. That's ridiculous. And he says, for me, Linchpin just works because, number one, I would get very bored just doing a 5x5 every week in a regular strength program. Number two, I love using BTWB and competing against my former self. And number three, this community keeps me super motivated and very accountable. I'm not the type of person to post on social media for a bunch of reasons, but I love to post my workouts here. It just feels safe and like I'm sharing with friends. Super cool. So congrats, everybody. Okay, on to business. So anyone who's been around Linchpin for a while probably knows I'm not a fan of a testing week. To each their own, but to me, like, you're gonna have a testing week for this like 5 workouts and you have to perform well on all 5 of them. To me personally, that immediately means you misunderstand modulating intensity. You're asking too much from your athletes. That's not going to set people up for success. You've got to just crush Monday and crush Tuesday and crush Wednesday and crush Thursday and crush Friday. Like, good luck with that. It's probably not going to go well. So I've never been a fan for that reason. And we do repeat workouts, like today is a back squat repeat from previously, so you can compare and see how it goes. But people like a consistency of knowing, like, there's going to be a test on a certain frequency. And so I've been rolling around like how to pull that off that doesn't, compromise what we're trying to do, which is the best strength conditioning, on the planet from a minimalist perspective, not like arbitrarily like shoehorn some workout in. Like, I don't like that. I want to do where the programming, I want to have it to flow where it's supposed to flow. So I came up with these 6 workouts that I've been working on for a really long time. Some of them we've played around with and you've tested them unbeknownst to you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 6 workouts and we're going to just do one in January, the next one in February, the next one in March, et cetera, for months 1 through 6. and then they'll repeat for the second half of the year. So whatever workout you did in January on month number 1, you will also do in month number 7. You'll do it in July. Whatever workout or test, if you will, was programmed in February in month number 2, it will repeat 6 months later in month number 8, month number 3, month number 9, etc., etc. So that's a really nice block of time, 6 months between seeing the workout or the test again to really get some adaptation. So that's what we're going to do. And in the show notes of this particular show on YouTube, if you want to go and find this one on YouTube, in the show notes, I posted all 6 workouts or tests. I'll talk through them right now, but if you just want to see them, then you can actually see them written out and you'll be good to go. And they are not, I see David saying, is it Linchpin Test 13? No. So they are not the classic Linchpin tests, the 14 Linchpin tests that we have that are on CrossFitLinchpin.com. If you want to check them out, and that we've done as monthly challenges. These are different workouts, okay? Entirely different workouts, except for one workout, which is the 5th workout that we'll do, is Linchpin Test 14, okay? So that's the only one, but the other 5 are totally new and unique. So putting just one in per month, that's easy. I can make that happen. I can fit it into the schedule. It will be seamless and beautiful and we'll be good to go. And it won't always be in the same week each month, but there'll be one per month. Let's see. So yep, you're going to get repeated 6 months later. And the direction that I'm going with these tests are more of a raw capacity test. Kind of think of like classic raw strength and conditioning, but mixed with a CrossFit flavor. That CrossFit flavor meaning mixed modality, meaning relative intensity. But what I mean with regards to a more of a raw capacity test is, for example, I don't want a particular skill to dictate whether or not you're thinking about whether or not you're making progress on your overall strength and conditioning and work capacity. So what I mean by that is, I don't want double unders to be what keeps somebody from really assessing themselves and seeing, where they are in a strength and conditioning test. So for example, like in the last open workout that just happened, it had double unders in it. Maybe you're mediocre at double unders and you had a lot of trips, and so you didn't get a good score on that particular workout. Does that mean you're not fit? No, not at all. It means you weren't good at that one jump rope skill. But it doesn't necessarily mean your overall capacity of like strength and conditioning, cardiorespiratory endurance, gymnastics capacity, like it shouldn't be dictated by that. So we work skills in all year long. There's going to be handstand walking and ring muscle ups and double unders. There will be no shortage of improving those areas and having workouts that involve those skills and are repeated so that you can test how you're doing. These workouts, these 6, are going to be more, like I said, of a raw strength and conditioning assessment. And hopefully they're challenging and fun. So let's see. Where else? And for each one, there'll also be a prescribed, a wildcard option, a scale option, and of course a dumbbell option, a limited equipment option. And this is also inspired. I posted in the Linchpin Squad on the BTWB app that this would be happening. And I also posted in the private Facebook group. And I liked one of the comments that came up in the private Facebook group a lot. I'm going to read it right now. This is from Joey M. When I posted about this, Joey said, "It would be nice if this was something that fits into the regular programming and is not an add-on. Like, we have the monthly challenges. It's not an add-on. This way, we'd always have the option to either do it as the regular training session, the workout of the day, or if the timing was right and we were willing, we could choose to do it as a testing session. One of the reasons that I often don't want to do, extra stuff is because I believe in the programming and I want to follow it because I know there's a lot of thought put into balancing every aspect." Absolutely. So I responded to his comment and said, "Joey, I 100% agree. This would not be an add-on. It would be programmed as the daily workout with a wildcard scale and limited equipment. And then, like you said, each athlete could choose to attack it at whatever intensity they want." So this is also, shooter's choice. The particular workout will get posted as a test, and depending upon how you're feeling, it's up to you. Do you want to test yourself? then make it a high intensity effort. Lay it all on the line, see what you got, and compare it, once they start to repeat, to your previous endeavor. Or if you're going to do it as a moderate level effort, that's actually meaningful as a metric as well. Just make that note in the BTWB app. And then when it comes around again, you can either try to crush it or you can do it again at a moderate intensity and see those are two similar efforts. Geez, I went at a conversational pace last time and I got this score. I went conversational again this time and I bested my score. There's proof positive also that things are going in a great direction. So, okay. So you can see in the show notes, it's 6 different tests, but I wanted to give them a fun name, okay? And especially since the 5th test is Linchpin Test 14, I just didn't want to get it to get confusing. So we're going to use some fun military terms, okay? The first test is going to be Checkpoint Alpha. That's the one that we'll do in January and then also in July. The second test, Checkpoint Bravo. That'll occur in February and then 6 months later in the 8th month of the year, August. Test 3, Checkpoint Charlie. Test 4, Checkpoint Delta. Test 5, Checkpoint Echo, which happens to be Linchpin Test 14. And then Test 6, Checkpoint Fox Trot. So hopefully we'll have some fun with these things, and I'll post them all. But I'll read them to you right now so you can see what they are. And just so everyone knows, I'm in the midst of planning a 4-week block right now that I worked this one into it. So the first time that, as I record this, what is this? We're in March. So the first one is going to come around in May of this year. And so since May is the 5th month of the year, we'll be doing Checkpoint Echo. Okay. And that's going to be Linchpin test number 14. So I'll read them to you right now. You can see what they are, and you can also read them in the description below. And they're fun. Out of the 6 tests, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them also have some variance as well, because 4 of the 6 tests, they're 2-part. You work up to a heavy single of a particular lift, you rest as needed, and then you perform a workout that also involves that lift. Okay, that happens for 4 out of the 6 tests, the checkpoints. So you get some really good, meaningful data on where 4 heavy lifts stand, and then mixed modality, metabolic conditioning workouts that involve that lift. So the first one, Checkpoint Alpha, affectionately known as Broken Frog. That's the nickname of the workout. You work up to a heavy single on the bench press. I know, how great is that? The bench press. You rest as needed, and then it's 4 rounds for time of a 500-meter row and 12 bench press at 155 for men, 95 pounds for women. Okay, that's a heck of a challenge. For some people, it might be working up to whatever a heavy single is on the bench. You get the row, and maybe you're not there yet on the bench press. You're going to work up to it, or maybe, you're going to get through. You have to modify it or scale it, because, like I said, there'll be the wildcard option with a reduced loading, and the scaled option with even more of a reduced loading. In case that bench press loading is a bit robust for you, there'll be an option that suits you. And if you can move that bench press load quite well, then you know what? Row harder and faster, and that will change the entire nature of how challenging that workout is. So that's Checkpoint Alpha. That'll be happening in month 1 and 7. Test number 2, Checkpoint Bravo, affectionately known as Swamp Donkey. This is work up to a heavy 1-rep max deadlift, rest as needed, and then with 225 pounds in the bar for men, 155 for women. For time, you do 40 deadlifts. That'll get your attention. And then you grab a single kettlebell, a 53 for men and a 35 for the women. You do a 50-foot lunge with your right arm extended overhead, then a 50-foot lunge with your left arm extended overhead. So one more time. Establish a 1-rep max deadlift, rest as needed, 40 deads, 50-foot lunge, one hand overhead, 50-foot lunge, the other hand overhead, done with a single kettlebell. So that'll occur on month 2 and month 8. Third test, Checkpoint Charlie, affectionately known as the Devil. This is 2 parts, but this doesn't have a heavy lift. Part number 1, 1.5 mile run for time, just as fast as you can burn it down. And that is known as the devil because you're going to run like the devil is chasing you. And that's all you need to do. So you do a 1.5 mile run. You then rest. You note your time. You rest 1 minute. And then you have a single kettlebell, just a single kettlebell, a 53 for the men, a 35 for the women. You pick up that kettlebell in either hand, not in the front rack or what, and it has to be like on your side, like a suitcase carry. And you cover 1 mile with that kettlebell, switching hands as often as you want, putting it down when you need to, but you cover 1 mile and you note your time. That's Checkpoint Charlie. You're welcome. Talk about some nice variants. Checkpoint Delta, test number 4. So this will be happening in month number 4 and month number 10. Establish a 1 rep max back squat. Rest as needed. And then in a 20-minute window, you're going to see how far you can get. A barbell is loaded with 185 pounds for men, 135 for women. Please use a rack. And you have a box for box jumps, 24 inches for men, 20 for women. Like I said, there'll be other options. And in a 20-minute window, you see how far you can get going 200-meter shuttle run, 10 box jumps, 2 back squats. 200-meter shuttle run, 10 box jumps, 4 back squats. 200-meter shuttle run, 10 box jumps, 6 back squats. So the shuttle run remains constant, the 10 box jumps remain constant, but every time you get back to the barbell, you're doing 2 more reps, and you see how far you can get in 20 minutes. That one is affectionately known as magic legs. The 5th one, which will take place in month 5 and in month 11, Checkpoint Echo, Linchpin Test 14. So you'll establish a 1 rep max clean and jerk. You'll rest as needed. And then you'll have 135 pounds in the bar for men, 95 pounds for women, and your trusty air bike. 3, 2, 1, go. 15 power clean and jerks as quick as you can. Hop on the air bike, burn it down. 30 cals for men, 20 cals for women. Get off that bike, and 1 more set of 15 clean and jerks. Yeah, that's a good one. So that's Checkpoint Echo, the 5th of the fitness tests. And the final of the fitness tests, the 6th and final one, Checkpoint Fox Trot, affectionately known as beach body. And here's what we have. It's in a 10-minute window, ascending repetitions. You do 1 strict pull-up, 1 strict dip. And it can be on rings, it can be on a set of bars, whatever you want. Then 2 strict pull-ups, 2 strict dips, 3 strict pull-ups, 3 strict dips. You keep adding up and you see how far can you make it going like that in 10 minutes. But here's the kicker. Each set of pull-ups and dips needs to be unbroken. So you get as far as you get. If it's 1 and 1, if you're still working on your first pull-up, you're still working on your first pull-up. But the sets have to be unbroken. So let's say you are in the round of 5, you're doing 5 strict pull-ups and you fail on rep number 5, you get 4. If you still have time in the 10-minute window, your workout's not over. You just recover. And if you need to take some extra recovery, you hop back up, you get the set of 5, cool. Rest as needed, do the 5 dips, and you just go as far as you can, but you can't advance to the next set until you do that previous set unbroken in a 10-minute window, and you see how far you can get. So that should be really cool to get in some strict work. And again, at Linchpin, we do what's effective, not what's popular. So you do that. You get as far as you can in that 10-minute window. You rest 10 minutes or less. And then the second part of that is death by burpees. Just regular old school burpees, not over a box, over a barbell. Death by burpees. That is the second part of Checkpoint Fox Trot. So that's it. And that will start in, that'll start in May. And it's just going to be sometime in each one of those months. One of those, the appropriate one, will be posted as the regular workout of the day, and attack it how you choose to attack it. So that's what we're going to try. Curious to see what everybody thinks, and hopefully it's fun. And it'll be just a good monthly assessment. And like I said, after 6 months, they'll start to repeat, and you'll have some nice, really meaningful data and metrics as to how things are progressing. So that's it. Okay, everybody. Have a fantastic day, and we'll talk later. And don't forget, all the workouts are posted in the show notes on this YouTube video, so you can go check them out.